Lisa's making curry. And my chicken's happy because it's tofu.
Making it for the vegetarians.
Yes, we are making vegetarian curry.
Dinner for the vegetarians.
Yahoo! Oh, and speaking of how we're ending with wear a mask, they just reinstated the mask mandate in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I don't think we're over this, people.
It doesn't happen like that. That's not how disease works.
No.
If you're wondering what I'm twirling right now, this is not a baton.
It's a cooking baton.
Who thinks they know what this is? Who thinks they know? Who can name this vegetable herb?
Anybody out there listening?
Anybody out there? It must just be you. So if I sniff it, it could just be grass. Okay, there's nothing. There's no kind of scent. But if I bite into this little leaf, I am overwhelmed by the perfume of anybody? Oh, there's
lemongrass.
What do they say?
I have a hint. It's lemongrass. Yes. Very good, Kelly.
You are correct, Kelly. 500 points. Yes.
You got 500 points, Kelly. You won.
You just bite into the leaves. It's just so the perfume of the lemon, and it's a tang, and it's just heaven. And I found it fresh at the co-op market in Santa Fe. I was so happy.
Yay. That is super cool that you found it. I love it.
I was excited. So the reason why I'm making this curry tonight is because we don't have a lot of Thai food in our town. And I was craving
Don't you have like one restaurant now? Is it just one?
Well, we have this new place on Canyon Road, and I think it's called Thai on Canyon. And I went there on Friday night, and it was delicious and so good and fresh and all the greatest flavors. And I had a Penang curry that had potatoes and juicy chicken and red curry and coconut, and I was taking a bite and thinking, I can identify every ingredient in this bite. I want to recreate this at home.
Lisa's experimenting, people.
I don't have a recipe. I'm just going for it. But I don't think you can really mess it up. You're kind of just putting in all the ingredients and then tasting it and seeing if it's what you like. So the first thing that's happening here is I'm soaking my rice. I'm making
you're making it on rice? Yummy.
I'm making this on the tasty organic Korean rice that you got for me in a lifetime supply bag.
Well, that's how it came.
Well, in the middle of COVID, it was a gracious, amazing present because, we're always afraid.
Nobody wanted to go shopping. Yeah.
And I think I'm almost done with the 3 bags a year later, and that was a hell of a lot of rice. Mm-hmm. We've eaten almost the whole thing. So
well, and now with the prices of food going up because so much of what comes out of the Ukraine is part of the food supply. Even though we might not buy wheat directly from them, it lessens the whole market overall. So we will be feeling those prices, people.
Yeah. So with the Korean rice, you soak it for a minimum of a half an hour. So probably after I start the sauce cooking, I'm going to drain that. And then what's great about that rice is it's this incredible, it's like a cross between jasmine rice and sushi rice. So it's a little sticky, but it's not exactly sushi rice, and it's not exactly regular rice, you're used to it like a Vietnamese restaurant or Thai restaurant or something like that. So it's really yummy. And so you only have to cook it you boil it for like 15 minutes, and then you simmer it for 8 minutes, and then you let it sit for 15 minutes. It's a different different way of doing it, but it works. It's fantastic. So I'm excited for that. And then we're gonna I'm making a green curry with potatoes and tofu, which is being smushed right now by a frying pan. I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
What do we say about tofu? You have
Wring it out.
Wring it out. Sponge. You have to get the water out or you can't get any flavor in. It took me like 40 years to figure that out. So here it is right here. See? Here's my frying pan. And it's just under there. And I just on the towel and you're just like letting it squish. Okay. And you'll see your towel will be soaked in like 15 minutes. It's crazy. So while we're doing that, okay, the water's boiling. I'm going to just cube some potatoes and parboil them. So they're going to be in the sauce, and they're not going to cook in the sauce. So I got to cook them in the boiling water. I have some chopped garlic and coconut oil in this pan, getting ready to go. Do you need something?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it? Okay. The dog's not doing well right now, so hang on, everybody, 1 second.
I hate when our puppies aren't doing well. Lisa has two of the cutest dogs ever. Monty, who is not feeling well, and he's a big dog. And Edgar the pug.
He's just not feeling well. I might have to take him to the vet tonight.
Oh.
So, okay.
Sorry.
He has a stomachache. All right. So, and then I was able to find another really cool herb, Thai basil, which if you taste Thai basil, it's totally different from
Italian
basil. And you have to use the Thai basil when you're making these kind of things for the right flavor. I'm going to add some shallots of the coconut oil and garlic. I've got some coconut milk, organic coconut milk, curry paste that has kaffir lime leaves in it, which is really key. And you can't really find those unless you're at an Asian market. But I do have some regular limes, and I'm going to put some lime juice in there, and probably cayenne pepper, maybe some jalapenos or some kind of peppers I have around. We'll see. But that's about it.
Yum. I made a curry the other night, but mine was yellow, so I used turmeric in mine. But I love a green curry. Oh my goodness.
So I think it's going to be really tasty. It smells really good in here. And of course the lemongrass is going to add so much to it. So while I'm just chopping these potatoes, talking to you, but it's super simple.
If you can't find lemongrass fresh, I have found it in jars that are, I don't think it's even pickled. I just think it's preserved in a jar. So you can get it that way if you can't find it fresh at your market.
I'm just cubing the potatoes, putting them in boiling water for probably.
And you're usually going to parboil those, right?
Yes. They're going to cook in the sauce. I don't want them to be mush, but I don't want them to be raw.
And is that water salted?
Yes. It's salted, and I put a tiny bit of coconut oil in there. I don't know why.
That's cool. That'll give them that little bit of coconut flavor.
Yeah, I love
I've never boiled them in coconut milk, but I guess you could.
You probably could. It would take a lot of milk, I think,
or even if you did like a half a can in with the the water.
You're saying to add it. Oh, maybe I do that.
I'm always doing that with potatoes. Adding other flavors while they're cooking.
Flavor?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, on Thanksgiving I cook them in apple juice, and then I often cook them in chicken stock. But I just made me wonder while we were talking here if we should use coconut milk to cook them. It might just up the the flavor. I'd just be curious.
You can get coconut rice in restaurants.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
they must
she's
do
doing
that.
potatoes. Yeah, coconut rice is cooked in coconut milk,
Yeah.
but that's why I would imagine you could cook the potatoes that way too.
Maybe I'll put some of the coconut milk in the rice when I cook the rice.
I would.
And lemongrass too.
I would. Look at us making it up as we go along.
Some lime zest.
Well, you know, those starches they absorb flavor. So why not?
Isn't it fun to make it up? Okay, so I read about lemongrass and I'm going to, so you have to peel it down to the tenderest part of the stalk. Is that what you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it comes in like, look, I'm going to pull some leaves apart here. And it's very pungent. So I'm going to pull it down and pull some of these outer leaves off.
And it's stiff, right? When it's very stiff at the top, yeah.
Yeah. And this apparently down here is the heart of it, where the bulb is.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to cut off the bulb part to this last area. And I'm going to take off, I'm going to actually cut it in half so you can see what it looks like. This is apparently
now the bottom is
the most tender.
Oh, look how beautiful. Yeah. Now, did the bottom have sprouts on it?
It didn't, but you know, I was thinking about what we do with our green
with leeks and scallions. I'm like, I wonder if you could grow lemongrass that way.
You know what? I just chopped it off.
I'm going to see. I'm going to look it up on Google.
Good idea. That's a really good idea. Okay. So there you go with that. So it's beautiful. It has like a...
Oh, look how pretty.
Yeah.
It's really Barbie.
So I'm going to just, dice it up and I'm going to put it in the rice. I'm going to put it, I want to be able to see it to take it out.
Yeah.
Here's the sauce. So you don't want to make it too small. I'm just going to, it is definitely giving off its essence right now because I've cut it like like any bulb type of thing, but I'm not going to make it this pieces small because I want to take them out after the thing, or I'm just going to be.
Yeah, because they're hard. Yeah.
You can put them in the bowl when you eat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. Okay. So I'm just starting with garlic, like a teaspoon of chopped garlic and like 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. I'm just going to start heating that up and put in all of my different things: scallions, curry paste, coconut milk. See where we are with consistency. Just see where we are. But that's what I'm doing. Smells
Yum.
really good in here.
I made it when I did my curry the other night. I used rice noodles, which is also really good with curry. In case anybody else wants to venture out into curry land.
I mean, you can almost, it's one of those things where you have to, you can follow a recipe, but you don't know the flavor intensity that you can really handle until you taste it. So if you make it yourself and you're kind of just adding little by little, then you can get to a place, that you're really happy with. That because it's intense, and also with spice too. A chili. If you there's like, we were at the restaurant and the guy's like, how hot do you want it? And I'm like, I don't know. How hot is your hot? How hot is your medium?
How can we get it?
He's like, he's like, I like it medium, and he was Thai, and I'm like, well, maybe a little less than that. And it was perfect. So I loved it.
Was it spicy? At a little less than that?
It had a little kick. It had a little kick. I didn't go for the totally bland, but it did definitely have a little kick. But you could.
I going by it the other day, and I thought, I wonder how it is in there. I'm glad you went.
You could tell the chef what level you wanted.
How cool.
Yeah.
Well, if any of you are here, it's such a nice location on campus. it's a very pretty restaurant.
So pretty, and you're right outside on Canyon Road, and it's getting so nice here, even though we're going to have freezing weather.
Frost tomorrow.
Welcome to spring where we live.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so I'm putting Italian in.
I'm just hoping it's not super windy so I can actually cover my trees, because they are all blooming like crazy, but it's really windy now. And generally, even when you cover them, the covers blow off because there's always wind.
I'm so worried about my roses and peonies. I'm upset. And the
I know. I have a new peony garden, and we planted them all from just a stalk that had no leaves in the ground, and they are all like this tall now, all sprouted out. I'm like, no.
These are so tender, but they're pretty hardy though. I'm
just wondering if it would affect how many flowers you get.
Well, they can, it can affect it. Well, okay, here's the thing. The bulbs, the little tiny babies haven't come out yet. So we could be okay.
Yes.
If they were out, that's when you know you're going to ruin it.
I'm so glad you're here.
Okay, so we're just cooking right along here. The potatoes are cooking. I'm looking at the clock. I didn't take off the skins. You can. I didn't.
I never do. I almost never take skins off because that's where all the vitamins are.
Yeah. This curry paste.
As long as you have organic potatoes.
Curry paste is from a company called Yai's Thai, Y-A-I. Yai means grandma.
Let me see the beginning. Let me see the front of it.
Yai's Thai.
Okay, cool. Nice.
So I'm putting it in here, and that's a lot of paste. And it has kaffir leaves, and I can see the little things. I'm heating up the shallots, the coconut oil, the garlic, the shallot. I'm now going to put some coconut milk in there. And I'm not going to use all of it because I'm going to use it for the rice and maybe a little bit with the potatoes. So
what is in that? What is it?
Curry paste, kaffir lime, and a little bit of
and you got that at Whole Foods, right?
A little bit of Thai basil in it and coriander.
Okay.
Kaffir lime leaves. So that's chopped in there already. So see, easy. Okay. Now I'm gonna look at this. Coconut milk is so interesting.
Is that, did it have the hard part, the cream on the top?
On the top.
Yeah.
So it's nice and creamy, and look, there's no dairy, people. No dairy.
Easy.
So creamy. I'm just gonna show you.
Well, this is no dairy, no meat, no gluten.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, super creamy.
Oh.
Smells
gorgeous.
fine in here. I'm going to add the lemongrass, just these little stalks to like simmer in there.
Okay.
We're going to put some in the rice too, and some Thai basil. I'm not going to add all the Thai basil. I'm going to put a little bit in here right now, but I'm going to garnish it with it to be fresh so it can really have that flavor. I'm gonna
yeah.
Too. And then you know what? I'm going to put some lime zest.
Yes.
A little bit. Because I like that sweet, sour, citrusy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could probably cheat if you couldn't find lemongrass at all. You could probably cheat with lemon zest just to get that lemony flavor.
Right. So this is starting to kick up here and boil a little bit. I'm going to put a tiny bit of Thai basil in. I'll reserve some for garnish when you eat it. It's fresh. The potatoes are boiling. The rice is,
you're still soaking that, right?
Soaking it, not ready yet.
I'm dating myself.
You have to soak it for at least half an hour. Okay, let's tear a little Thai basil in here. Get that going. A little salt. I'm going to put a little cayenne. Yeah. Simple. It's really simple.
Yeah, that looks good. Now, how are you going to do the tofu? Are you going to saute it first or not?
You know, I probably will saute it in coconut oil a little bit. They just firm it up in cubes.
Just to get a crisp on it? Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, it could crumble. I don't know.
A lot of times here's with the lemongrass in it, so you can see.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Oh my God, Brianna, it smells like I could eat this right now.
Yay. That looks delicious.
Super tasty, and that's just gonna get more and more flavorful, and I'm just gonna let it simmer.
Yeah.
Actually, at this point, not boil. And potatoes. Okay. So it's smelling delicious. So what do? We taste it. Oh. Yum. Okay, a little bit of salt.
Look at that. So delicious. And look, people, it's not even a half an hour yet.
It's so simple. With a little bit of cayenne in there,
that's an optional thing. You don't have to add the heat if you don't.
If I had a whole Thai red pepper pod, I would put it in there. I don't.
Yeah, like a bird's eye chili, Thai bird's eye chili.
And I'd put the whole thing in there and just let it not chop it up. But
you just let it cook in that. Yeah.
Like the lemongrass stalk, or this long are in there, and they're just infusing it with the beautiful lemongrass flavor. Oh my God, it's so good!
Yay!
Oh my! It worked. Okay. Potatoes are cooking a little bit longer. Then they'll be ready to go in there, and then I'm gonna.
And you're just gonna put it all in one pot, right? The potatoes, everything. Okay.
Tofu, put that in there. I might add a tiny bit of chicken stock. I'm gonna see if it gets thicker. And then cook my rice, and I'm done.
Yeah, and if you didn't, if you wanted to really stay vegetarian, you could add vegetable stock. You don't have to add chicken.
Good point.
But we know better than bouillon is our favorite go-to on that.
Remember how we were talking about that the other day? And I might put a little bit of lime juice also. So I went and saw, where they have the best choice of it is at Smith's. And
better than bouillon?
They have every better than bouillon there. They have
the mushroom.
They have an onion one. They have a garlic one.
Oh, I'm going.
Okay, here goes.
Oh, yeah, because I haven't had the mushroom one in a long time. It is superb.
Juice of one lime. Well, you're the one that told me about the different kinds. I didn't even know they had all those.
Yeah.
I saw them and I was like, yeah.
Well, I buy the Costco size, and they only carry beef, vegetable, and chicken at Costco, but I will look over there. And I know Trader Joe's sells it too, but they have the basics too. They don't have all the cool flavors. So I'm thrilled. Yay.
All of them in the spice section.
Exciting. Oh, look, lemon squeezy's out.
Lemon squeezy in the lime color. So after that, let's see if that made a difference. To put the lime, taste it. Oh, that is exactly what it needed. And
yay.
Putting a little bit of cayenne pepper in there, even though it's ground, that's like just enough spice for my kids. Like they can't really deal with more than that, but it's nice. It's a nice flavor.
Yeah, you don't add a lot. It just adds another flavor level.
So good. Okay. So the potatoes are going a little bit longer. Tofu. How's tofu doing? Okay.
Let's look at tofu.
It's getting the whole towel is soaked. And
yeah.
Okay. So a brick of tofu, only about 10 to 15 minutes, an entire dish towel is soaked.
Wow.
So if you didn't remove that, guess what?
Yeah. It's all going
into the tofu.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you have to do.
Yeah, and all that excess water is going in your sauce and watering it down.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm
And
gonna
that gorgeous
frying it
sauce.
up, that tofu. Get it kind of crispy and cube it, and then that's it. That's all you gotta
Yeah.
do.
Yay, bravo.
I'll take a picture and
Mhm.
I'll post it.
Yay. Hey, everybody. I'm going to put a few things up on the screen because you know I always do. Um, this is our Instagram account. We'd love it if you followed us there. And these are some groups. Like I have been calling with Common Cause lately, phone banking with them. We phoned voters in North Carolina last week. We'll be voting, calling voters all over the place. And it's such a great group of people. I highly suggest that you join something. Do it now because we need to get out. I also went and walked with my local Democratic Party. We knocked on doors, and one of my BFFs, JD, went with me, and he's a fluent Spanish speaker. So we got to make sure we reached out to people and tell them what the Democrats stand for and what you're voting for when you show up in the voting booth. So it's important that we get our message out there first and early, because if we can't get a Democratic majority, so many rights are going away, like just our bodily autonomy for one thing. And if I don't have my bodily autonomy, my husband doesn't have a say in what goes on in our lives either. So this isn't just a female issue, although it's our bodies, and we essentially will become property of the state if we lose our access to abortion and birth control. Because don't think they're not coming for that too. They are. Then men don't have a choice either. So we need to protect ourselves and make that a choice that we make, not the state. So
Amen,
please,
sister.
yeah.
Amen, sister.
Yeah. So you know what? And this is the thing I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I said, you know what? Get somebody to go with you. Like I don't always get to hang out with my friend JD. We got to hang out for 4 hours, knocking on doors, talking. It was a beautiful day. We walked. You know, we got some exercise. We talked to people. So you know, make it a fun experience. And you know, we went out for coffee, and when we were done, and it was really fun. So I highly suggest you get involved, because democracy is an interactive sport. It is not, you know, when you don't interact and become part of it, someone else has control over you. And you don't have to have it. It doesn't have to be that way.
It's not something that just happens. I was also going to add, if you know, have young people in your family, they're so impressionable and they're future voters, and it's so great to involve them with this, because that all sinks into them. And explaining, like Debriana, you were telling me about the political
Political Girl podcast.
Political Girl, about the whole history of how we are where we are right now.
The history of how we got here. It's brilliant.
Teaching younger people about that kind of stuff as well as ourselves. And you got to stay informed. You got to stay awake.
Yeah. So, you know, this is how we got here, was not paying attention. So it's, you know, find a way to make it fun. And, you know, most people that are involved in, you know, making things better are really cool to be around. So some groups.
Passion.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see your dish. It looks fabulous.
I just realized my sweater matches my curry.
And look at us. We have different outfits today.
Rarely happens.
Yes. Well, I can't wait to see the photo. Thank you.
Yeah, this is going to be delicious. I can't wait to eat it. I'm starving.
Yep, and we'll be back with you guys next week. Have a great week. Do check out our banner photo. It's gorgeous, Molly Bingham.
Molly Bingham, congrats! Wow.
Yeah.
Sweet potato pie, yum.
Yeah.
Anyway, do what you can do. Do whatever you can do.
Yeah. Whatever little bit you can, just do.
And world.
Bye.